Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 6 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and/or competitive play based on how much MT they have, what their playstyle is, what gen of the game they play on, things like that. If you want to be involved in a future episode of this video, make sure you follow me on Twitter. My link is always down in the description of every single video, so make sure you go drop a follow over there. Be on the lookout for a tweet about this series every single Friday night. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Start off with first team today comes in from No Boards here. He's got Isaiah Thomas and Fred Brown, Bingo Smith, Kobe, Grant Hill, LeBron, Larry, Josh Smith, Chris Webber, and Anthony Davis. He says Fred is the placeholder till Gary Payton, which I like the sound of that. IT is great. Bingo and Kobe as shooting guards are really good as well. I'd probably start Kobe and bring Bingo off the bench potentially. But that being said, your shooting guards are fine. Grant Hill and LeBron is good. Larry Bird and Josh Smith is good. And then Chris Webber and Anthony Davis is good as well. So looking at this squad, I don't think there's anything that initially needs to be changed, especially if you are grinding for Gary Payton in the near future. So you don't really need a backup point guard because Fred Brown is definitely the weakest spot on your team. One thing I would say is I would also probably pursue trying to get Paul Silas out of triple threats. If you can get that card and play him at the 3 or even at the 4, that would allow you to sell either LeBron or Josh Smith and free up some MT. I mean, you already have a lot of MT, obviously, but definitely just want to hold on to your MT for the time being because there's not anything that I feel like really needs to be upgraded on your squad. But I definitely would grind for that Paul Silas and Gary Payton as well. But I don't think you need to make any auctionable upgrades for this squad. Next to today comes in from Francisco. He's got 418 KMT. He likes a rim running PG. You can play some defense, kick out to shooters. All his players are badged out with starters. He likes to use Harden as the main ball handler with Frazier on ball. And that's definitely the way to do it if you are running Walt Frazier's to run him on ball defensively, and then have somebody else run your offense. That being said, I definitely see some holes in this team, some things that I would definitely be looking to change, especially with 400k. Stephon Marbury is fine, but I think you would be better off pursuing Isaiah Thomas is I think Isaiah Thomas would be a huge upgrade for you because he's like the best auctionable point guard in the game. Besides Gary Payton, I think he's the best point guard in the game, and he's not expensive at all right now. He's way cheaper than I would have anticipated he would be. So I'd probably look to pick him up. You could start him or bring him off the bench. That's up to you, and play him with Walt. Sell this Marbury. And then at the 3, you also need to make another upgrade. Definitely would grind for Paul Silas, but temporarily, a good upgrade at the 3 for a budget, if you're trying to save your MT for no money spent, would be Kawhi Leonard. A guy like that is really good. And then backup center, I'd definitely pick up a Josh Smith. I think he's cheap. He's a really good option. And I think he'd be a nice upgrade for your squad as well. Josh Smith and then Kawhi Leonard. And then picking up an Isaiah Thomas because having an elite point guard like Isaiah is going to be very, very valuable. And then grind for Paul Silas. Again, I'm going to recommend that for literally every team in this video. I pretty much can promise you that. Grind for Paul Silas as well when you can because he's an amazing card and will definitely help your team out a lot. If you need cheap, safe, and reliable MT, make sure you go check out safenbamt.com. Use code JC2K for 5% off at checkout and go get that God Squad you've always wanted. Next today comes in from Ant-Man. He's got 300 KMT with a 10-man on current gen. And okay, immediately sell this Gilbert Arenas. You have 300 KMT. You can free up some more MT and make it possible for you to make more upgrades by selling Gilbert Arenas because this card is just not that good. Sell him. I mean, you can plug in pretty much anybody to this backup point guard position because you have a guy like Donovan Mitchell who can be your backup primary ball handler off the bench. So I don't know where you are on tokens or anything like that, but a Drew Holiday would be a good option to pick up as a backup point guard. You can have Isaiah and then Drew Holiday, have Harden and Donovan Mitchell as your shooting guards. Kawhi is great at the small forward. Chris Middleton, I think he's fine for the time being. And then Josh Smith is good. And then I think you've got to work on your power forward and a backup center situation. With 315k, if you sell Gilbert, you're going to be over 400k for sure. So I think I would probably look to I don't know, definitely, like I said for the other videos or for the other teams in this video, grind for Paul Silas. That'd be the first thing. I think that's going to be really, really beneficial for you. And then after you grind for Paul Silas, I think you got to pick up another 4, whether that's LeBron James or probably LeBron James. I think LeBron's probably your best option right now at the 4. And then if you have Silas and LeBron as your 4s, that'd be really good. And then Josh Smith at the 5 is super solid, but you do need another 5 because I just don't think Ibaka's all that good anymore. Whether that 5 that you pick up is doing the challenges for DeAndre Jordan, or even if you want to go cheap, a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge is a cheap stretch who's decent. Even Kristaps Porzingis, again, cheap stretch who's decent. You could go Ben Wallace. He's a really cheap inside with a lot of athletic ability. Those are kind of options you could save. Or you can try to pursue a Dikembe Mutombo or even a Chris Webber or Anthony Davis if you want to spend most of your MT. But if you spend most of your MT on LeBron and Anthony Davis, that is going to limit you in terms of the amount of MT that you have in the future. But a couple options that you can do right there. Next team today comes in from Tyson. He's got 5 tokens, about 650k MT, and he's on PlayStation. So if you have 5 tokens, you can't really do anything with the tokens right now. But 650k MT. I'll be completely honest, with that much MT and the way your center position is right now, I would sell Embiid and just buy Chris Webber and Anthony Davis. They're the 2 best bigs in the game. They're worth picking up. I really think that's a simple upgrade right there. Sell Embiid, sell LaMarcus, pick up Webber and AD. You're not even going to wind up spending that much more MT to do that upgrade, which is going to be nice. And you're going to definitely notice improvements immediately in that. Walton Donovan is really good. I like how you have a primary ball handling shooting guard with a point guard who's defensive. Kawhi's great. Pippen's great. Josh Smith is good. Fred VanVleet and Harden. The only other upgrade that needs to be made is definitely at this power forward position. Again, I recommend it for every team, and I told you I'm going to. Grind for Paul Silas. He is incredible, and he is free. Very hard to get, I'm pretty sure, but very, very worth it if you are able to get him out of Triple Threat Online. And for the time being, you could pick up a, because this pad he's too slow for the 4. So you could pick up a LeBron James to play the 4. You could even pick up a Grant Hill to play the 3 and move Kawhi to the 4 temporarily. Because I think Grant Hill is one of the best 3s in the game. So a couple options there that you can do, but definitely upgrade that center position and then this backup 4. And otherwise, I think you're good for the time being. Next squad comes in from Wayne. He's got 200k to work with. He likes to run his offense through Harden. He runs pick and roll and pick and pop with the starting lineup. He uses posts up with Elgin and paint mash. That's an interesting strategy. I'm not a huge fan of paint mashing, but if it works for you. That being said, Walt is fine. Kuzi I don't love, but he's okay. Harden, Elgin is fine. Carmelo, ML, LeBron, Glenn, Webber, and Ibaka. I think Ibaka's your biggest weakness probably. I, again, just don't think he's very good. He's just very slow. I feel like he doesn't do that good of a job. And I feel like I struggle to green his release more than I probably should as well. It's easier to green on next than current. It's pretty fast on current. But I think the first thing I would do is pick up Josh Smith because I love him. Backup center. He's going to be really amazing. His athletic ability, his defense, all that stuff is really, really valuable. Next, I would, honestly, if it's me, I would probably sell Elgin. Even if you like to use Elgin as your playstyle, I think Elgin's worth selling. I think picking up a guy like Jaylen Brown, who's a little bit bigger, just a better all-around card for sure, would be a really nice upgrade for you. Not going to cost a ton of MT. I think that would be a good upgrade, and then maybe look to pick up an Isaiah Thomas because you'll probably still have the MT. I would say swapping Elgin for Jaylen Brown. I think you'd have the MT to pick up Isaiah Thomas, who's going to be really, really valuable for you, an elite point guard. And you could start Isaiah and Jaylen Brown and bring Walt and Harden off the bench. So you still have Harden as your primary ball handler with Walt Frazier. Next team, second to last team of the video, comes in from Matthias. He has 280k on current gen. Likes for 300. He's about to get DeAndre Jordan. Okay, DeAndre Jordan will be a good upgrade because you can slide him in over Rodman. You can sell Rodman, free up a little bit of MT. Fred VanVleet and Kyrie is solid enough. Devin Booker and Harden, Glenn and ML, Gus and Draymond. I think Draymond's probably the weakest point. You can play DeAndre Jordan off the bench with Kyrie. That's a good point duo there because you have a 300 point guard and a slip pick and roll center. And then I don't know. With 280k MT, you definitely will have, after selling Rodman, it'd be closer to 300k. So definitely, again, grind for Silas. He will be a really nice upgrade for you. You can start at your 3, bring Glenn Robinson off the bench to the 4 once you get him. That would definitely be a big upgrade. Otherwise, I think, again, Grant Hill maybe would be a decent upgrade. You could look to pick up a point guard like Isaiah Thomas to replace Kyrie, and that's probably what I would do actually, is because Kyrie's so poor defensively and can't dunk or anything. I would probably look to replace Kyrie, pick up Isaiah Thomas to start at point guard, Fred VanVleet off the bench, and then just grind for Paul Silas, and those are the only upgrades right now. Slide that DeAndre Jordan in for Rodman, sell Rodman, and I think you're good, honestly. And then the final team of the video comes in from Gio. He's plays both gens, about 470k MT, likes to 3-on T1s, big centers and power forwards. And he said that DeAndre Jordan is the diamond. Okay, so I really like Carmelo at the 4. That's where I play him. I think that's good. ML Carr at the 3, Harden. Your starting lineup is really solid. Bob Cousy, I'm not super high on. Ibaka, I'm not super high on. Mitch and Glenn and Gus can all do the job, though. They're solid. One thing I will say is with 470k MT, I think I would replace one of these 3 guys. I'm not sure who it would be, but I definitely think picking up a lock is going to be very beneficial for you. Whether that's a Jaylen Brown who plays the 2 or a Grant Hill who plays the 3. One of those guys I would definitely look to pick up. You could play Jaylen Brown pick him up and play him starting and bring Harden off the bench. You could pick up Grant Hill and start him and bring Emil Carr off the bench. So either way, you have a lock on your starting lineup and your bench. And that I think will be a good benefit for you to do one of those two things. Then pick up Isaiah Thomas. Again, he's cheap and he's really worth picking up. Much better card than Kuzma. You can start him and bring Boone off the bench. And then finally, backup center. You don't have Josh Smith, so I'd probably go Josh Smith for the time being as a good backup center who's really, really effective. Guy I talk about a ton. Super high on that card. And grind for Silas. Like I've told everybody, grind for Silas. So honestly, Isaiah Thomas is a good upgrade. Pick up a lock, whether it's Grant Hill or Jaylen Brown, and then backup center Josh Smith, and I think your team is going to be looking really, really solid, and it's not going to cost you too much MT as well. So that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you didn't have your team included in this week's video, make sure you follow me on Twitter and post it underneath the tweet for next week's video. And yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Again, I appreciate y'all. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.